much. And I'd like to take a minute to thank Larry for inviting me and for creating this awesome experience for performers in the Philadelphia area. And also Zach for being magic on the keys without even using a wand. I'm warming up to the whole princess idea, but the thing is, there are a lot of different opinions about princesses. Like some people love them, like me, and some are totally anti-princess. It's kind of complicated. And who better to illustrate something complicated than the composer of this next song, Stephen Sondheim. Let me just take off my shoe, that's your clue for this one. So, I guess it's time to admit that I've been pretty on board with the whole princess thing from day one, and I'm not even really that embarrassed about it. But, you know, the true meaning of being a princess isn't even about wearing a crown, it's just about living as your best self. Which makes me think of this quote from The Little Princess. This always works in Harry Potter, so let's see if I can get it. Accio, little princess. Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Whatever comes, she said, that's Sarah, the main character, cannot alter one thing. If I am a princess in rags and tatters, I can be a princess inside. It would be easy to be a princess if I were dressed in a cloth of gold, but it is a great deal more of a triumph to be one all the time when no one knows it. So, in summary, Impossible things are happening every day. It's fun to be a princess, even if sometimes it's complicated. And anyone can be a princess. It's just about living as your best self. So I didn't even need a crown or a magic wand. But, you know, since I have them, there is one more thing, which, while not as interesting or important, would be a nice additional accessory. So let's see if I can get that here. Accio Prince. Okay. Accio Prince. I seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties. Accio Prince! Oh, come on! I mean, what did Cinderella and Snow White and Rapunzel have that I don't have? They all lived happily, happily, happily ever after. The couple is happily leaving the chapel eternally tied. As the curtain descends, there is nothing but loving and laughter. When the fairy tale ends, the heroine's always a bride. Ella, the girl of the cinders, didn't wash the walls and the windows, but she landed a prince who was brawny and blue-eyed and blonde. Still, I honestly doubt that she could ever have done it without that crazy lady with the wand. Cinderella had outside help. I have no one but me. Fairy godmother, 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 where can you be? I haven't got a fairy godmother. I haven't got a godmother. I have a mother, a plain, ordinary woman. Snow White was so pretty, they tell us, that the queen was insulted and jealous, and the mirror declared that Snow White was the fairest of all. She was dumped off the border, but was saved by some men who adored her. Oh, I grant you, they were small, but they were 7 of them, practically a regiment. I'm alone in the night, by myself, not a dwarf, not an elf, not a goblin in sight. That girl had 7 determined little men working day and night just for her. And sure, the queen gave her a poison apple. Even so, she lived happily, happily, happily ever after. A magical kiss counteracted the apple eventually. Though I know I'm not clever, I'll do what they tell me I have done. I want some happily ever after to happen to me. Rapunzel had platinum tresses that were double the length of her dresses. She was kept in a tower for years by a wicked old